all these things, the perimeter firewall and IAM and all other solutions. So for compliance and security posture, you won't face any problems, and with the infrastructure and application also, there won't be any problem. It is not dynamically created very frequently like the cloud environment. This will be very easier compared to the cloud, and this is deployed by highly trained teams. So for highly trained teams, the misconfiguration, this thing and all not possible. So most of the attacks happen due to the misconfiguration only in the cloud. So which for that you are not giving place to the giving place in the traditional data center environment. In case of cloud environment, which is very complex, so why it is complex? Because multiple stakeholders are involved. The DevOps team, inside the DevOps only, multiple teams are there. Like the DevOps team, what they will do, the one guy will develop the applications and they will run the code and everything. Once that code is finalized, it will be going to the tester, and the tester will find any functionality related issues or anything, and then business team will be there. They will check the business use cases and everything with the software, and then the security team will be there. They will be checking the bugs or security fixes and vulnerabilities in the code in the software. So that means with the DevOps only, more than four teams are involved. Multiple teams are involved in the DevOps operation. So I'm just talking about the normal case, but in case of very big software companies like Uber, they are maintaining the DevOps team. So multiple stakeholders will be involved in addition to these four teams. So like that, for big enterprises, different things will be there, different challenges will be there. So the managing the cloud security with these multiple teams is very difficult. Multiple stakeholders will be very difficult. It won't be coming under one domain. For example, it won't be coming under any of the IT head, because different teams are involved. They will be reporting to different, and they can't check all these things, the penetration and the vulnerability and the code execution. They can't check each and everything separately. So this is one of the very big challenge in the cloud environment. And cloud applications and infrastructure. So day by day, you can see the cloud application usage is increasing, and we are increasing the number of applications and infrastructure also there, and shared responsibility also there. So it is not like one applications will be used by one team. Multiple things will be involved. Multiple teams will be involved, and then infrastructure will be shared. For example, if your public cloud environment like the Azure or AWS or Google or Oracle, they won't say we will provide the security to you and your applications and data as well. It won't be like that. They will give security to the infrastructure. For example, if something happened due to the DDoS or any kind of things, the which is happening at the perimeter level, they can provide the good infrastructure by reducing the threat vectors, and by reducing the deep denial of service attacks, and they will reduce the vulnerability in the existing architecture and everything. But inside the applications and the data, whatever residing in the applications, you need to provide the security. The customer need to take care of that. So it will be like security is the shared responsibility in the cloud, and high likelihood of inconsistencies and misconfigurations. So as I said earlier, the cloud environment is dynamically changing every day, and your applications are increasing, and it will lead to the misconfigurations. Like it will be operated by different teams, and for example, when you need something, the different teams are provisioning different workloads. So that means when they are creating the workloads, we don't know it will be coming under the IAM solution. The firewall is there protecting that workload or not, or the security security is there within the workload or not. We don't know anything about that. The different teams are involved, and they are just provisioning the virtual workloads, and they are starting working on that. But they are not caring about the security things, because it is not coming under the domain. So this kind of challenges are there. Let's see the challenges here. They differentiated all the challenges in the cloud, the security related challenges in the cloud. Some will come under the infrastructure challenges, some will come under the internal challenges and internal risk, and some other will come in the external threats. So infrastructure challenges, let's start with the infrastructure challenges. So shared responsibility, as I said before, the public cloud environments are shared responsibility. They will give the infrastructure to you, but customer need to take care of the security inside the applications and the data. So if any data breaches or any vulnerability exists in the applications, customer will be responsible for that. And minimal visibility. So lots of applications are there, and we don't know what kind of traffic is coming and going out, and this kind of visibility problem is there. We like application visibility and the shadow IT related problems will be there, and ever changing workloads. As I said earlier, the workloads are dynamically changing now, and lots of workloads are there. The different stream provisioning, different kind of virtual machines, virtual workloads for different purpose, different use cases. So that kind of problem will be there. And multi-cloud is like manageability related problem, and hybrid kind of network. Like for example, the customer may be having some data center in the on-prem, and there will be the extended things will be on the public cloud, hosted on the public cloud, and both will be connected through the IPsec VPN or something. So this is called the multi-cloud or a hybrid cloud of environment. So here you need to make sure you are providing the security consistently. For example, when you are providing certain set of security features to the on-prem data center, that should be extended till the public cloud environment. It's not like you will provide different security to the on-prem and different security to the security workloads in the cloud. So that kind of consistency manageability related problem will be there in the multi-cloud scenario. And internal risk. So what are the internal risks? Infrastructure related challenges, we already saw that 4 points, and now comes to the internal risk. So internal risk, the misconfiguration is the main problem. As per the Gartner, 95% of security breaches and attacks happen to the misconfiguration. Whether it will be intended or non-intended, we don't know. But we need to stop these misconfigurations. So this kind of challenge is there. And insider threat. So insider threat, what mean by insider threat? For example, the administrator will have a high privilege. For example, the IT admin in any organization, they have the root account login for the Office 365 and everything. So they can escalate the privilege, and they can do anything. They can eavesdrop the traffic, or they can do anything. They can do the account takeover, or they have access for certain things, or if they have the workload permission, they can even run the Bitcoin software, and they can do anything. The IT administrator or any team with the password, they can do anything. So with the higher privilege, they can do anything, like the BitLocker software, or account takeover, or root login with the Microsoft Office. They can do anything. So this kind of challenges also there in the internal risk. And now comes to external threats. So external threats, as you know already, the malware related things, the vulnerability related things, the zero-day attacks happening, and account takeover and Gen 5 attacks. So this thing will come under the external threats. We'll see one by one. We'll see these challenges one by one, how it is there. So sad responsibility. Cloud providers like Oracle, the cloud, Google Cloud, or AWS, Azure, they will protect the infrastructure only. They won't protect the cloud workloads. So company need to protect their cloud workloads, the application, and the data. And what are all the things coming under the provider responsibility? Provider responsibility, they will provide the hardware to you and software defined network, the networking, the internet connection, and some of the basic security features like preventing the network from denial of service attacks, and the penetration, the vulnerability existing in the network environment. They can do this kind of simple security things. What are all the things coming under the customer responsibility in case of public cloud? Application code, application data, identity access, and compliance. This thing will come under the customer responsibility. So second challenges with the infrastructure. So minimal visibility. So organizations are struggling with the visibility, making it almost impossible to determine what computing tasks are taking place where and where under whose direction. So the organization currently they don't have any visibility. The shadow IT related problems are there without IT awareness. So they are using multiple vulnerable applications, and some of the assets are not even classified. Some unmanaged assets are there in the. So it will create the huge security gap in the cloud environment. Here comes the third challenge in the infrastructure. This is ever-changing workloads. As I said earlier, the workloads in the clouds are very easier to create in few clicks. It's not like on-prem. In on-prem, you will get separate approval, and the separate auditing will be there, complaints will be there, and for everything, the different security team will be there. They will take care of all these things. But in case of cloud, you can provision the virtual machines in just few clicks, and you can start configure that, and you can load the applications into that and start to work. So the orchestration is very quick and like very easier in the cloud environment. In traditional security can't work with orchestration tools. Traditional security means you need to like whenever the workload is created, you need to give the security automatically. It's not like you can create the workload and after that one more team will be coming and deploying the security related things. It won't be working in the working like that in the cloud environment. So in the cloud environment, when they are creating the cloud workloads, it should be loaded with the security, deployed with the security models automatically. These things cannot be possible in the um, traditional security. And as per the Gartner, the cloud computing is dynamic with workloads spinning up and scrolling down. Unprepared organizations are finding that active enforcement of policy become increasingly impractical. Yeah, so this is making challenges to lots of organizations because cloud workloads are very dynamic. Cloud computing is dynamic. They can generate any number of machines provision in any particular time. So and decommission also can be done very quickly. So in this case, dynamic security should be possible. So last challenge, this is the fourth challenge in the infrastructure related challenge, which is called multi-cloud. This is very important. And in the multi-cloud environment, the manageability, consistency, the complexity, the flexibility, this kind of problems will be there. So relying on the native security controls of workload providers limit the ability to manage security in multi-cloud with unified tool. So the problem is the all the public cloud providers also provide the native security controls, but which is very limited. There is some challenges in that. So they are not the security company. So you need to rely on the security companies which will provide the protection for the unknown and zero-day attacks which are happening across the world. And consistency. So you need to provide the consistent security posture and governance policy across your on-prem as well as the public cloud environment. So the same security policy should be applied in the on-prem and cloud. So this kind of consistency should be there. And complexity. So what challenges in complexities to detect and prevent the attacks in across distributed applications. So 3-tier, 2-tier applications will be there. So in that case, detecting and preventing the preventing the attacks in that 3-tier applications will be complex. So this kind of challenges is there. And flexibility related problem also there, because the cloud environments cannot simultaneously change and apply the security enforcement in real time. The infrastructure related challenges are completed. Now comes to the internal risk. So under the internal risk, we saw the two types: the misconfiguration and the insider threats. So under the misconfiguration, as I said before, as per the Gartner, 95% of cloud security failure happening due to the customer's fault. So due to the customer fault, when they are configuring some applications or any cloud workloads, it will give some vulnerability gap or something, the security misconfiguration, which will lead to the security breaches. So common examples. What are all the misconfiguration example? Over permissive access configuration to services. For example, certain services should not have certain ability to execute the task. For example, when you are creating the database instance for particular applications, you should not give DB owner permission for all the applications service account. There should be some specific service that need to be activated, and so that you can stop these permissive access configuration to the services. This kind of misconfigurations can be prevented using that. So that kind of problem should be resolved, and this is one of the example. And weak administrative user password is one of the example. And password should be very complex, and there are some two-factor authentication kind of things should be there to protect against these things. And no governance over the cloud services and API usage. So when you are integrating any third-party vendors into the things or any governance-related things, you need to do some compliance checking. So this is one of the problem. And these are all the three misconfiguration example. And 10,000 businesses across the world are affected with widespread misconfigurations as per the report, dark trading report. And now comes to the third challenge, internal risk. So insider threat, what kind of insider threats are possible? So the IT admin may have a root account. They can escalate the privilege and they can log into any things, and they can even load the Bitcoin mining software into the cloud workloads, and they can do something. And this kind of the things will make that insider threat. And compliance and regulation. So compliance and self-governance are highly focused areas for company regulated industries or in certain geographical areas. So for example, if you are in UK or somewhere, if you failed in the GDPR compliance, then you have to pay the huge fine. So this kind of compliance related problems also there. And even here also it is possible in the payment card industry and the health industries. They need to make sure the compliance, everything made properly. And lack of visibility also there. As I said, the shadow IT related problems also there, and dynamic nature of cloud and lack of certainty regarding the location of the payload. This kind of visibility related issues also there. And external threats. So external threats, the attackers are targeting the cloud workloads because they can be accessed via the internet and not inside on-premise LAN. So this kind of problem will be there. The DDoS and the bot attacks, forms attack, the malware propagation is very can be easily done in the cloud environment. So these kind of problems will be there in the cloud, and zero-day threats is the main thing. If any vulnerable application is hosted on the cloud workloads, then it will lead to the zero-day attacks. The hacker will take the uh, uh, make note of that vulnerability, and they can exploit with the payload, which will lead to the security breaches and everything. So for the zero-day attack, you should have the sandboxing integrated with the cloud security. So these are all the top 5 cloud security design guidelines. And Gartner also published some report for protecting the cloud workloads. You can also go through that report. They have recommended some 26 controls, and most of the controls are available with our Doom 9 security product, the Checkpoint security product. You can Google and you can check in the internet the Gartner cloud workload protection report also. And these are all the top 5 cloud security design guidelines are there. Protecting all assets. So now the cloud environments are changing like anything. um, they had the VM, the virtual machine, then the container came, and the serverless environment came. So now they are going with the serverless environment, and DevOps teams are there, and Kubernetes. Lots of things are there. Security cloud environments are evolving, and PaaS apps, the network, the repositories. You need to protect all the assets, whether you have the VM or container or serverless. The lots of things will be there, and all the assets should be protected using one security product. And all discipline, the hardening, the compliance, the access, the threats, DLP. So these are all the problems. The hardening means which can resolve the misconfiguration and everything, and complaints should be there with the PCI, the HIPAA or GDPR complaints should be made. And access means the identity access and management should be provided, and protection against the zero-day attacks and the malware threat should be resolved, and DLP breaches or something should be resolved. Uh, so you need to protect all these disciplines, and enabling DevOps and IT team. So DevOps and IT team, as I said earlier, multiple stakeholders will be involved within that, and you need to provide the proper security for that, and secure all clouds. So the one product should have the capability to secure all the public workloads. Either it will be in the AWS, Azure, Google, Alibaba Cloud, or anything. It should be protecting everything, public and private, as well as the private. And leveraging cloud native controls. So whatever we are doing in the cloud, there will be logs, controls, remediation, orchestration. They should have this complete visibility for all the logs and events. So here you need to rethink your security. We already completed the challenges, the different challenges in the cloud security environment, the insider threats, the misconfigurations, and the infrastructure related challenges we saw, and lots of other things also there. So you need to rethink your security. So changing the way the security is implemented in the cloud, but the traditional security is no more can be used in the cloud environment because of dynamically changing and more flexible and agile characteristics, and the security that enables the business, and security that prevents the advanced threats. So you need to make sure all these things are meeting when you are choosing the security. So in CloudGuard Suite, the not only the Doom 9, we have CloudGuard source environment to protect the CloudGuard application, and the SaaS applications. Nowadays, lots of SaaS applications are there. Microsoft SharePoint Online, the Exchange Server, and the OneDrive, the Google Drive, and lots of other applications are there, like Dropbox box, and some collaboration applications also there, SAP applications also there. So you need to protect each and everything by integrating our CloudGuard source. You can prevent all the attacks in real time. And the for mail also, we have the mail flow rules. So whatever threats you are receiving in the mail, we can prevent it using our mail flow rules in real time. So both the application and the mail related issues can be resolved using our SaaS. So the IaaS also there, which is for the public cloud environment like Azure, AWS, and Alibaba Cloud and everything. It will provide access control and advanced threat protection and everything. And the private cloud environment, the private cloud advanced threat prevention for east, west, and north south traffic. So we can even have the virtual firewall, the same like the on-prem firewall, which can protect the east, west, and north south traffic. So for example, if you have any three-tier applications, the applications will be connected to the database server. So when the malicious request is going to the application, the backend server, the application will forward it to the backend server automatically. So backend server is very critical, database servers, and if the malware propagation happen in the backend server, then it will be they will take all the data from these things, and huge security breach will happen. So you need to protect this kind of multi-tier applications and these things using the transit firewall and using our cloud advanced threat prevention things in CloudGuard IaaS. And Doom 9. So this session is specifically for the Doom 9 traffic, Doom 9 product. This is our advanced security solution for protecting the cloud workloads. And before 2 years, we acquired this company called Doom 9. Doom 9, they are very strong in providing the security to cloud workloads, and this product will be taking care of the visibility, the compliance, the governance, and network security and everything. It has tight integration with the public cloud environments. Whenever the cloud workloads is provisioned or decommissioned, the security will be provided automatically. It's not like the traditional things. So public cloud environment, advanced threat protection to all the cloud workloads, including the IPS, the antibot for preventing the CNC traffic, IPS for vulnerability protection, and sandboxing and access control can also be provided. And unified award-winning management system managing all the cloud environments. So these CloudGuard source, you can integrate all the products, not only the Doom 9. You can integrate the firewall, you can integrate all the security products in offering in the Checkpoint portfolio. So you will have full control for the east to west traffic and lateral movement of the malware. You can prevent, you can check all these things. And this is for the Doom 9. So Doom 9, what it will do, it will provide extensive visibility for the ever-changing cloud environments. So even if it is provisioned, any virtual workloads or anything provisioned, you will get complete visibility, and what are all the traffic going inside and outbound from the particular server, you will get complete visibility. The shadow IT also possible, and continuous compliance check for governance and regulations. We have the compliance model, which will check whether any misconfiguration is there or not, or you are following the regulations properly or not, like HIPAA, PCI standard, or GDPR, everything. So by this way, it is protecting the business. And identity protection, what it will do, it will prevent the account takeover. For example, the admin may use the root credentials to take over the employee, any of the employee, the account in the Office 365 or G Suite environment, or any other cloud workloads. So these kind of things can be protected using the identity protection. So we have solution for everything in Doom 9 and other CloudGuard Suite. So this CloudGuard Suite controller, what it will provide the unified security policy over multi-cloud environments. So even if you have the on-prem and the public cloud environment in all the public cloud like AWS, Azure, Alibaba Cloud, anywhere it will provide the consistent policy all over that and adaptive security policy to changes in your cloud assets. And for the private cloud also, we are providing the auto provision advanced threat prevention to control the east-west traffic lateral movements. As I said, for the three-tier applications, this will be very important to protect the lateral movement of malware, which can be provided by our CloudGuard Suite, and isolate infected endpoints with advanced security engine. So we can isolate the infected machines automatically by using these software blades, IPS, antibot, zero-day protection, and access control, and everything. So when the threats or events reaching the certain threshold, we will isolate the workloads completely from the other things. By this way, we are preventing the malware propagation and lateral movement of malware. So with the CloudGuard SaaS, CloudGuard SaaS, what it will do? CloudGuard SaaS, you don't need to manage anything. You don't need to deploy anything newly. We will provide the already deployed solution as a SaaS solution, and you need to integrate these CloudGuard SaaS with your existing Office 365 or G Suite environment through the API. So through the API, we can inspect the traffic in real time, and even it will check the DLP, the sensitive data, the compliance, everything can be done through the CloudGuard source. And in addition to that, you can also integrate the mails, the Office 365 mail protection and everything. In addition to the native protection provided by the Microsoft and Google, you can also integrate the SaaS because lots of spam, phishing, and business email compromise mails, which are bypassing the millions of mail bypassing every year from the Microsoft and Google. And in this case, we can provide the third-party security products like CheckPoint. It has a proven record in protecting the customer mail workloads and everything for a long time. So you can integrate the Office 365 and all your cloud related applications into the SaaS. It can provide the protection in real time against the email spoofing, against all kinds of email attacks, because email is the main threat vector. 95% of incidents happen over the mail only. So you need to provide the strong security to the G Suite and Office environment using the CloudGuard source. So this is how the licensing and pricing will work. Our licensing is very flexible. If customer have a certain requirement, we can choose the license accordingly. And you can see under the Doom 9. Doom 9 is the workload protection. Like inside the workloads, you will have the agent kind of things inside the workloads, and it is platform independent. It can support all the platforms. So we are providing the compliance, network security, and identity and access management as we've seen before. So all these modules is available in these things, and if customer need only the compliance and security, they can go for that, and they can leave that IAM. So like that, license flexibility is there. And in case of IaaS, CloudGuard source public cloud environment, either they can go with the NGTP and NGTX. These are all the two licenses. NGTP means only the threat prevention will be possible without the sandboxing. And NGTX means along with the threat prevention, it includes our sandblast also, the sandboxing solution. Which is the proven solution in the NSS lab with effectiveness rate of around 99.7%. It has very good features like the threat emulation. Threat emulation, what it will do, you can even avoid the zero patient and the first attack which is happened happen over the document or a malicious attachment. So if any suspicious attachment is coming to your mail, it will just retrieve the malicious content. For example, macros or something which is causing the problem, it will just remove that macros and everything into the document and PPT files, and it will send it as a trusted PDF to the user. So this threat emulation is one of the main feature, and threat extraction is the sandboxing, and threat emulation is the this main feature, the extracting the file and sending it in another format. So these two kind of licenses are there in the public cloud, and with the private cloud we are offering these two things. The NSX, which includes NGTX licenses, and with the ACI also you can integrate. This is our private cloud offerings. And here one more thing also there, CloudGuard SaaS, which is not provided here. For CloudGuard SaaS, there will be one license only, so you will have all the protection mechanism. Like for the inbound, you will have the DLP, the anti-spam and anti-spoofing, the phishing attack, and identity and access control, and account takeover protection, and the malware and the ATP kind of things, the sandboxing. Everything will be included in one single license package for the CloudGuard SaaS. So these are all the different license suite available, and this is the summary of our presentation. Like most advanced threat prevention, this is the most advanced threat prevention for protecting the cloud workloads, extensive visibility for ever-changing cloud assets, and real-time compliance checking to prevent the misconfigurations. So these things can be done with our Doom 9 and adaptive security policy for ever-changing workloads. So even if you provision and decommission the cloud workloads very often, still we can protect and make use of the flexible license things with the Doom 9. And multi-cloud support also there. So the consistent policy can be configured across all the public cloud environments. If customer has on-prem and the public cloud AWS or some of the workloads in Azure, still we can protect all the public workloads with the same set of policy. With the single pane of class management is possible. So that's it. Thanks for joining the session. Thank you all. Thank you, Chanakya. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Javed. Thank you.